The Cougars of Capistrano Valley took to the soccer field this past year with pride, determination, and hard work. Those combined elements, along with team unity, resulted in a great season. Today, we pay tribute to the Lady Cougars and introduce you to their head coach and 3 of their star players. I'm Paul Higgins. This is Coach's Corner, and all the action starts right now. Hello everybody, I'm Paul Higgins and welcome to this edition of Coach's Corner, once again on location at the shops in Mission Viejo. Today we're talking Capistrano Valley soccer. The Cougars had a tremendous year last year, and this year we're going to pay homage to their seniors leaving and their sophomores and juniors stepping up again when coming up in the 2013-2014 season. Their head coach, he's been there 4 years, 3 years as a varsity assistant coach. He took over this past year, of course, Neil Powell, and you'll hear the accent, and you'll go along with us because he has a wonderful accent from England. And also Alex Hassar, she did about everything you can imagine on the soccer field this past season. She has all kinds of accolades. We'll talk about that, but welcome to Coach's Corner. And Coach, it's always soccer season somewhere.
Absolutely.
It's always somewhere, but hey, congratulations on the first year success. Boy, did you have a great season. As we mentioned in the open, 18-2-3 on the year. CVU League champs, went all the way to the semifinals in CIF, but you won the Excalibur tournament, so that's a big one.
Absolutely.
Successful season for you in your mind, or did you want to do better?
Obviously, we want to do better. We want to win everything, but it was a great season, and it goes down to the kids. They worked their tails off and thoroughly deserved.
You tell me about that, because Alex, obviously, boy, she's just done so well in her high school career. I guess we could talk about it a little bit. Player of the Year in the CVU League just announced on that, so congratulations. Why is she so special? Why is she so good at this sport?
Alex works extremely hard. She's one of those players that doesn't just work in practice, she'll do work on her own. She's one of the few girls that actually will go away and watch soccer on the TV. Unfortunately, Real Madrid's her team. So she does all the extras. And also on the field, she's a leader.
Yeah.
So thoroughly deserved.
And that makes her job a little bit easier, almost like a coach on the field. Alex, you're going to go to University of Pacific, a great choice, staying out here on the West Coast. Your thoughts about the successful high school career, and obviously you're doing well in club. How do you now parlay that into your college career?
Well, I just think that you have to work just as hard to go into college as you did in high school, even more so. I mean, college level is one step up from everything that you've ever been at, and I think that, keeping your training regimens, high and just working hard all the time is what you need to do.
Where do you get that work regimen from? Where does that come from? Does it come from one of your parents, or is it just instilled in you that this is really something you love to do?
Both my parents aren't very sporty, so I think it just comes from, I watched the game on TV, I had a lot of energy as a kid and got into it, and I just really wanted to be good at it.
Did Coach say Real Madrid? Is that what he said?
Yes, that's my team.
That's your team. Now, is there a friendly rival here? What's Coach's team?
Tottenham. No one's ever heard of them.
I was going to say, you caught me off guard. I don't know who the heck you're talking about. We can act like we do. Coach, who is that? What is that?
It's an English Premier League team. They're one of the better ones. But yeah, we'd like to be with Real Madrid one day.
Okay, I know sometimes it's hard talking about yourself, but Coach, your background as a player in the sport of soccer.
Well, I played semi-professional in England, played at a very high college level as well, and but I moved out here in 1999, so I cut my playing career short to enjoy Southern California. And
then how did you fall into the coaching side of soccer? Was it a natural progression for you?
Well, my father was a national team coach of a country in Africa called Malawi, and he worked for the English Federation, and he worked for Tottenham Hotspur, my team, as well. So I kind of fell into it.
Now, how are you enjoying it?
I love it.
Is this going to be something you do lifelong, or is this just a step in your career, something you're going to do besides soccer?
Hopefully soccer in everything I do, one form or another. I don't know how to do anything else.
Well said. Your thoughts about having Coach all the way from England. Of course, he came out here in 1999 when you were a pup. But your thoughts, because first-year head coach, you made his job easier than it might have been if you weren't there.
I just think for once, in high school, a lot of the coaches don't know what they're doing and don't have a coaching license and all that fun stuff. So I think it's nice for once to have a coach that actually knows what they're talking about. Growing up around soccer and just being around soccer in general, it's easier to coach if you know it.
Right. I have a feeling that maybe someday you'll be a coach.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I am attempting to get my coaching license soon. So
Yeah, I don't know why I picked that up, Coach, but it falls right into her lap. Your thoughts, I have to ask you, because I've been doing this show a long time, and I've interviewed hundreds and hundreds of soccer players, and there is a difference between club soccer and high school soccer. Why such a big difference, and do you think, high school will ever regain that prominence that club has?
Well, I think for one, clubs get to go out and recruit. I mean, in high school, you got to make do with what you have, as in club, where you can go and recruit, players from all over that you think will fit well into the team dynamic. But I think high school has come a long way compared to how it was years ago. I mean, you get better coaches. Our league is fairly competitive, so Southern California, you already have just a lot of good players that come in, and it's easier for high school here than it is other places.
You mentioned, not too long ago, during the summer, I had Julie Foudy on, and I actually covered Julie when she was in high school at Mission Viejo, and of course, she went on to do so many great things in the sport of soccer. And she really is trying to, obviously, get the little girls to continue to play soccer. Coach, you don't see a fall off anywhere, do you, on the lower levels? Is it still as popular as it always has been?
It's very, very popular, and I've only been in the country, 14 years now, and every year there's more and more children coming. They're also starting at younger ages.
Yeah.
And so there's no drop-off.
Right, yeah.
So it's going to keep going.
And when you look at, I mistakenly said, oh, you won the South Coast League when you and I were just talking about it. No, we're in the Seaview League, and I'm an ex-Cougar as well. I guess not an ex, I'm always a Cougar because I graduated from Capistrano Valley. But when you look at the Seaview League, South Coast League, you say you've only been here since '99, but Capo has a huge tradition in the South Coast League. I know you don't have any control over what league you're in, but will that change anytime soon that you know of?
I know the Seaview and the South Coast are in the same pool of schools, and they do a 2-year transition. So next year we'll probably be back in, not this coming year, the following year we'll be back in the South Coast.
Okay.
The South Coast has got probably the stronger teams in it, but we'll be back amongst them soon.
Yeah. So there's a rhyme and a reason to everything. Maybe there is to that.
Absolutely.
And Alex, when you look at what you do on the soccer field, 18 goals is pretty remarkable. I mean, sometimes 18 goals for a season by an entire team is pretty remarkable. But you've done it by yourself. Do you have a particular vision of the field that some girls just don't?
Yes. I think that watching soccer, definitely you can tell the difference. Just from being around it more than other people, you have better instincts. You know the runs better. You know your individual players better. You have a better feel for how things should be going than most players if you take the time to watch how it's properly done.
I think I know what you're going to say on this one, but what advice would you have for the younger kids coming up that are going to be playing high school soccer and trying to follow in the footsteps that you have laid down at Capo?
Well, first, watch as many games as you can. I mean, learn from the best, right? And training.
Yeah.
It's all about training. I mean, everybody hates training, but I mean, to get to the games, you have to be fit, good, skillful. You're not going to play if you don't train.
Well, they're talking like a true veteran of the sport of high school and club soccer. Alex Asar on her way to the University of Pacific. 18 goals this past year as a senior at Capistrano Valley. I want to wish you the best of luck. We'll be watching you up there at UOP do some great things. Maybe even the national team. You never know, right? Got to have your eyes on something. We'll be back with more of Coach's Corner on location at the shops in Mission Viejo. Today, it's all about Cougar soccer from Capistrano Valley.